over the next couple of days, we're based at Lake of the Woods. But we're gonna go out fishing out here for the next couple of days. I really like to take on the whole festivities of Lake of the Woods.
Hey, there's no doubt, James, Lake of the Woods is one of the finest fisheries on the planet. James and I'd say we've been coming up here for well over 20 years, and we just love this place. And the reason why, lots of fish. You got walleye, bass, muskies, even lake trout.
Yep, no question about it. Today, our target species is lake trout, one of my favorites, but to tell you the truth, over the course of a couple of days up here, I like taking advantage of all the different fishing opportunities. A lot of people come up on trips and they'll specifically target walleyes or muskies. And if you're a walleye head or a muskie head, that's all right. But for Jeff and I, we like to partake in all the festivities. And each day we'll fish for a different species of fish.
Well, James, we've got the rods rigged. You ready to rock and roll?
No question about it. We got our three-way rigs. We got some vertical jigging baits. And I'd tell you one thing, the lake trout are not very far away. This is one of the most beautiful fish, lake trout. I'm gonna get her back in the water. I don't wanna hold her out too long because we're not keeping these fish to eat. We're gonna just let them go. So I'm gonna get her back in the water pretty quickly to get her back down in the depths. Come here, that's a beautiful fish. Come here, buddy. You know, over the years, I've actually spent a tremendous amount of time up on Lake of the Woods hunting for all different fish species. And when you're looking for lake trout, the real key is these deep water basins, of which there's 4 or 5 of them. You have Whitefish Bay. We're staying at Tomahawk, so we're right next to Whitefish Bay. You have Cul-de-sac, Echo Bay, and Clearwater Bay. These are what they have deep water. When I'm talking deep water, they have deeper water than 110, some of them down to 150 foot of water. These are deep, cold water refuge that lake trout, whitefish, and tullibees need to live over the summer. They can't really withstand any water temperature too much warmer than about 60 degrees. But throughout the summer months, what we're doing is midsummer months, we're really targeting very, very specific spots. Oh. You need some help with this one?
I think so.
You're not gonna go dumpy on me, are you? I'll get a net. Ooh, there you go. There you go. Come here, buddy. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh, there, Mr. Simpson. Look at this, the way I set that up.
Boy.
Perfect.
Pro.
Perfect position right by in the net. How
Awesome.
do you even like that? I pop it out in the net.
That one was a little shallower, James.
Yeah. This is a large sunken hump that's anywhere between 40 and 70 foot of water. I have right now the map highlighted from relatively shallow to about 70 foot, and that really highlights the best areas, but this is one type of spot I definitely would look at. This would be another really critical spot right here. You can see there's a large underwater peninsula and it sticks off into the deep water basins. You can see there's 128, 130 foot, 140s out here, 14 out here, but you can see this big tip of the peninsula, and you can even see these coordinates. We are way out on the end of it when we first started this morning, and there was a lot of large school of fish out on this deeper water end of that particular piece. The next spot you would look at, which is another really good type of water to look at, are these really super sharp ledge drops. And what I mean by that is when you go around a lot of these islands, you can all of a sudden see, like on this particular point, and we actually caught some fish on here, the exact same thing. It's 65, 80 foot of water, but it's actually almost right on shore. It's a very, very sharp drop. You can see I have like 4 different coordinates where we were fishing different pods of fish along this really sharp wall.
Oh,
got him? There you go. I was gonna say.
Say, what's taking so long?
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. You saw 3 or 4 of them were sitting there just waiting for you.
Shaker.
Shaker.
Coming in hot.
That's a nice one. The average size of them are pretty nice size average fish,
yeah,
really.
Right? Not bad, James.
No.
Huh? Beautiful. Beautiful fish. Well, no, not so great.
One thing that's really critical for like any of this deep water fishing, we normally don't fish until you see fish. You can see there's a bunch of them right there. I'll mark a waypoint right there. But generally what Jeff and I have been doing today, we'll drive around this underwater structure before we start fishing and just isolate specific pods of bait fish or trout on these individual spots before we're fishing. We'll drive around. If it's a big piece like this one here, we'll drive around the whole structure. You'll see how big this thing is. We'll drive around this whole area and find the key locations where the trout are at this time. One thing you have to understand about this system, because you have wind blowing, wind is changing the bait fish locations. All of a sudden the wind is blowing from this direction. All of a sudden the fish might be piled up along this point here. All of a sudden the wind is blowing from this direction. The fish may be piled up on this side of this underwater reef system. So what we do to save time, we're driving around pretty quickly to isolate where the fish are. And there's a big one right there. We'll put a mark on that little rascal right there. That's a biggie right there.
Oh, there's one, Jim. Whoa.
Another laker.
I thumped it. That feels like a good fish there. Whew.
As much as, look what's on the depth finder below us here. Look at this thing right here. That's all lake trout. Look at them. Look at that. It's a whole school of them. See, we're on the tip of a point here, and there's a whole big school of them.
Boy, this presentation has absolutely proven deadly, James.
Oh, I know.
Huh?
I know. We've actually, what's our number for the day? We've actually have quite a few. I'm almost ready for the alternate parts of the options on Lake of the Woods, which are walleye, smallmouth bass, and muskies, and also big pike. We've caught about 18 for the afternoon, which is pretty good. Beautiful day. There you go. Ooh, there you got a biggie. There you go. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Another nice fish, James. Boy, that is just an absolute blast.
Sunset Country welcomes you back. Rediscover the wilderness. Remember what it was like to be the only boat on the water? Reconnect with family and lifelong friends. There's more lakes than people in this multi-species mecca for walleye, pike, bass, muskie, and trout. Ontario is bigger than Texas, and it's closer than you think. The wait is over. Come visit your passion and experience the greatest fishing destination on earth.